Hello, this is Professor Doug Lowen, Associate Professor of Public Policy at UNC Chapel Hill. This is the second tutorial on this particular project for my undergraduates at UNC, my quantitative analysis class. So the second part is that we want to import and merge the data together. So what we're going to do is tell Stata to import an Excel file, and we're going to tell it which one. And then we're just going to pull the data from the first sheet in the workbook, and then we're going to just tell Stata to look for the variable names in the first row. Okay. Then we're going to sort. Once that data is in Excel, we're going to sort the data by the key variable, which is called state, and we're going to save this data set as child poverty. We're going to replace it if it exists, and then clear it out and do the same thing for another data set, which is called state abbreviations. And then we're going to sort that also by state because we're going to merge it with this one, save it into a data set called abbrev, clear it out, and then we're going to import another Excel workbook called PT ratio, NAPE, and then sort it by state, and then we're going to merge it all together. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight all of this, and then we're going to see what happens and what the results are. So I'm just going to highlight that part, click Do, and then go over to my results window and see what happened. Okay, so first we don't have any errors. That's the good thing. The errors would show up in red. But I've already debugged this program, so I know there's not going to be any errors. So this part, so it did everything that we said. It imported the data set. It saved the first one, import the second worksheet, saved that. And then we have now three Stata data sets, 2 saved in memory. And when we merge it all together, first we merge the pupil-teacher ratio with the child poverty information, and we get 51 matches. Okay, so this one observation did not match. All right, so let's look at that. The matched variables, the matched cases are flagged with a 3. The unmatched cases from the using data set, that's the second one, are flagged with a 1. And we see that Puerto Rico is not in the main data set that we're using, so we have to drop that one. We have a list. We can just list out by that second, by the non-matching flag. We list it. We find out that it's missing on all the main variables we're going to use, so we drop it. Drop if merge equals 2. There's an underscore there. Okay, then we drop the merge variable and we merge the data once again. We merge 1-to-1 on the key variable state using the state abbreviations data set. Now this time everything matches, so 51 out of 51 cases matched, so we're good, and then we can drop our merge variable. So let's go back to our program, and it says now we just need to inspect our merged data. So we can open up the data browser. I'll resize it so you can see everything. So you see what we have here now. Instead of 3 Excel worksheets, we have a data set sorted by state from Alabama all the way down to Wyoming. There's 51 states because we have the District of Columbia in here too, right about there. And then we have a variable called pupil-teacher ratio, reading NAPE score, math NAPE score, child poverty rate, and the 2-character state abbreviation. Okay, so we'll close that out. And then we can go back to our do file and just describe and summarize our data. DES is short for describe, and SU is short for summarize. So we'll just click that, and we can see that we just print it out a little more compactly. We have a variable name called state. Pupil-teacher ratio 2009, reading NAEP 2011, child poverty from 2010, and the state abbreviation. Now, these come from different places. This comes from the NCES website on education statistics. This comes from the NCES website, National Center for Education Statistics. And this is the most recent NAEP data I could find, 2011. And then this comes from child organization called Child Trends, which compiled census data on child poverty rates from 2010. Okay, so that concludes the second part of the tutorial. And the third part, we'll move on to recoding data.